Took a drive out to the Scovill Loop trails, which I had never heard of before. So this is getting me out to try new things now that I have the time to do that. And my first thought driving out here, because I've never been here before, was Middletown is a lot bigger than we usually think it is, because we spend most of our time in the north end area of Middletown, and this is kind of on the opposite end. And if you type it into your GPS, I ended up on a little gravel road, and the GPS told me I was there, and I wasn't, and I almost turned around. But if you keep going, you'll come to a little parking lot, and there's a trail map, and we're going to attempt to do the 1 mile loop trail. There's also a 0.6 mile little loop, which is kind of nice because you don't have to turn around and go back. You get to see new things, and if you're ambitious, you could always try to do both of them. So this is very cool. We started out at the parking lot and we hiked down. We ended up crossing the tracks. The tracks went for a little bit on the trail, and then the trail came down. And here we are down at the river. We're throwing some rocks in. And you can see the evidence. Connecticut means long tidal river. And you can see the evidence here of right now we're at low tide. This is all underwater when the tide comes in and the level of the river rises. So we're on kind of muddy sand, and you can see that all the way up here where the sand is drier, that is where how much higher the river gets when it's high tide. And this is kind of unusual. Most rivers don't have tides, but the lower Connecticut does. This is a little like a little inlet that goes around, like a little island that's off the shore. And look at this here. Beavers have been busy. I don't see a beaver dam, but this is the work of some beavers here. And this is one of the things I love about hiking, especially in new places. You just never know what you're going to discover. So we walked up the hill from the river and came across this. So this is more work of the beavers. And looking down, you can see, yeah, that's where the beavers live. So you can see the beaver house out in the middle of this this pond area. There's some railroad tracks. There's a bridge that goes over, but there's the beaver home. So those are some geese that we're hearing. Yeah, it sounds a little like a puppy, but those are geese out there. So many interesting little things on this hike. It's a really nice hike to take with your whole family. All right, we're coming out of the woods here, spotting our car up there. This was such an awesome hike. There's so many different sights to see. We saw very few people. In fact, the only people we really ran into is a family that used to go to McDonough School, was out hiking with their dad, and they've been here before and let me know that the very best time to visit is in June, when the mountain laurels start to bloom, and I can see where that is true because we saw a bunch of mountain laurel. But it's really a beautiful hike, and not too long. It was probably only about maybe a mile or so that we walked, and just so many cool things to see. So if you do come out here, be prepared to, it's kind of it's off on a gravel road. If you type it into your GPS like I did, it tells you that you're there when you're by somebody's house, but keep the faith and keep going, and you will find the little parking lot off the road to park on, and it's a gorgeous hike. So whether you get out to Scovill Loops or somewhere else, enjoy some of this sunshine, but keep your social distancing so that we can not be spreading germs to one another. But this is such a nice thing to do, good for our mental and our physical health. Be well, everybody.